everybody, this is Katie. We wanted to show you our early spring garden. Things are getting green and it's so exciting. We've already picked some asparagus. We've got asparagus growing up and down.
Show me what you got. So on March 6th, you're already harvesting asparagus. How long did that take?
3 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
A long time.
But we ate our first asparagus.
Oh, here's one right here.
We ate our first asparagus today.
Right there.
Yummy.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, a lot of people think that, oh, that's not enough. We talked about, you come out here in our yard with a plate and it'll be full. Lettuce, asparagus. There's a lot of things we've got going on, but keep going. What are we doing right here? Looks like we're digging up more grass.
We are. I'm not sure why we're digging up more grass.
Well,
why are we digging up more grass?
I got distracted today. And I said, man, this is such a perfect spot right next to the driveway to grow.
Lavender.
What? Lavender?
Lavender.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Why does lavender look like it'd be such a good spot for this?
Because it's next to the
hot,
asphalt
it's
and
hot,
it's warm and
well drained.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lavender bed that stretches all the way down through here. And we'll mix in some other flowers like anise. And we've already got blackberries and beautyberry and raspberry, elderberry, sarvisberry. I'm sure I'm forgetting a berry. Over here, oh, blueberries. We've got brand new
blueberries.
Yeah, our blueberries. There's some new blueberries we've got on the other side where we're taking out grass, and then we've got these blueberries blooming. But take us back here and show us what we're going on, because we're gonna make something today after we show everybody how we basically eat all of our lettuce 365 days a year now.
So this is our main lettuce bed right now, and we just covered it up during the winter time. We have lettuce year round.
What do you cover it up with?
This white.
Oh, row covers.
Row cover.
Yeah, and it keeps the bugs off of it too.
Put it over it, yeah, so the bugs won't eat it, because the bugs like to eat our kale especially.
Those cabbage whites really enjoy eating on kale.
So we've got different flavors. We've got spinach and then red and green leaf, because I love salads. So we've got a lot of lettuce in there, and then over here we've got kale and kind of some random things growing in the middle, and some things that are bolting. What do you call this? Are they going to seed?
It's going to seed, but it's okay. You can eat the flowers.
Because it tastes like broccoli, right?
It tastes just like broccoli. All right, make us a quick tour, and then we'll make our special Francie Soul Mix.
Those are strawberries that are just hanging out.
Wow.
We're working on weeding this bed right here.
When we say weeding, we don't really have weeds, but we do have some, what are they called, the ones with the bulbs? Star of Bethlehem?
The SOBs.
Yeah, Star of Bethlehems.
Star of Bethlehem.
And when we dug up this backyard, we just threw the soil in the beds and thought for sure that was it. But there's one little flower that has a bulb on it that I didn't know about. And it has magnificent green foliage. But we'd rather have, if it was edible, we'd leave it in there, but it's not edible. What's this contraption here? That's awfully...
It is a greenhouse that you created.
Yeah, we used the door that your mom hated.
Uh-huh.
And now we're gonna be able to do some misting on our rooted plants. We've got peas growing in here. We've got cilantro growing. So we've got a little bit of work going on. I've got a few things started. We've got plenty of plastic containers, but we're also gonna be doing soil blocks here in a little bit, so we don't have to have plastic containers. Our compost bin needs to be filled up. We're getting a little low. We need to turn it and fill it back up. All right, take us up here and we'll get back to our soil blocks.
All right, we've got some spinach over here, and then you've been creating these little terrarium type things.
Yeah, that's called winter sowing. You basically can take cat litter containers, gallon jug containers, and put your seeds in there, and anything that needs to be stratified with cold temperatures, you can start. So we've got everything from butterfly weed to cardinal flower to anise hyssop growing in there, and then I'll take them out and then I'll plant them. And in this next bed, you've got
some more spinach
and peas, and the plant that I couldn't remember this morning, but it's fennel.
Fennel.
We love butterfly host plants. Love, love, love butterfly host plant.
Kind of looks like parsley.
Yeah. What's going on with your apple trees? Looks like somebody put some aluminum foil on there.
Well, that's because you know how to graft trees.
Wow.
And so that's an apple, and you've put a different flavor on
We
there.
put a black twig, so that apple tree will bear 2 types of apples. And the neat thing is, those will both be laid. That'll be Granny Smith and Granny Smith and black twig. What's on your other apple tree up here? I
This
think
is
we've
a
got.
bed that we haven't worked
This
on
is
yet.
an Arkansas black. And I think I've got black twig on there, or Fuji. And then I've got one more apple tree over here that I grafted. And it is a Liberty apple, which is a great apple to have. And then I grafted onto it Fuji. And we're gonna do a really neat process through here where we put up wires and grow our apples laterally. And that way we can pick them like grapes. But it looks like the patio's happening. Got our cattle panels up here. We've got, what is that growing in our cattle panels? What kind of vine is that? Muscadine.
Muscadine.
Yeah.
It's planted all down through there, and then we put cardinal creeper.
Well, we've got thyme now planted there. And we got nasturtiums planted in the pots. We love nasturtiums. And then we got our ephemerals coming up, our spring wildflowers. A lot of people don't know this plant. This is called Alabama snowbreed. Such a beautiful plant. We've got trillium. We've got, what is that lily down there? Trout lilies. What else do you see? Oh, we got the Virginia bluebells. Wow. There's that. Mint, is it mint your sister gave us? This
Not
label's
sure.
on it. It's actually called, oh yeah, stinging nettle, which is great for
Oh,
making
oh, oh,
nettle
oh.
tea. And that's wood nettle, I believe, and it's another butterfly host plant.
But it can sting you.
Yeah. This is staghorn sumac. Just the bark looks like a stag's horn. Well, let's go over here and make something special, because I know Francie's tired of seeing videos and we haven't been talking about her. So Francie bought me a little present last year. I think it was my birthday present. And I said, today is the day. Today is the day I make soil blocks. So I'm gonna turn this over to Katie. And I'm gonna make my first soil blocks. You know me, I always have a recipe.
We've got 2 different sizes.
Oh.
We've got one that's older,
Itty bitty.
and the little bitty
Look
one.
at this guy. Soil blocks
That-
have been around forever.
So that's 4, and then the little bitty one, which is little, has 20 little soil blocks in there.
Why would you do soil blocks? More square footage for your roots.
For the roots, and then you don't
Yeah.
have to, you don't have as much
stress out the
plastic.
plant. You don't have to stress out the plant, pulling them out. You don't have, you don't know what really you're getting when you buy these plants that are already in soil. So this is a pre-mixed soil that I made, but not following the recipe. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make this recipe. So we're going to start with 2.5 gallons of peat moss. So 2.5 quarts. 1.5 gallons. I know I have strayed a little bit from the recipe. I didn't have all the ingredients, but I'm sticking to what they said. The 2 gallons of perlite. Now you can use perlite or sand. Perlite looks like styrofoam, but it's not. It's actually a type of rock. It calls for 2 gallons of perlite.
So what size is that little bucket right there?
It is 2.5 quarts.
Okay.
We're making a smaller batch. Calls for 1 gallon now in a garden soil. And this is just what you get from my favorite box store, Lowe's. It says on the thing, topsoil. Ever wonder why your plants don't grow when you plant them? This actually does call for a fertilizer, 1 cup of fertilizer. What it calls for, equal parts of either blood meal, green sand, and phosphate, or you can use organic, already mixed plant tone fertilizer that's organic. We're gonna do that. We have a cup. Half cup.
So I think you can probably buy like a mixture of all of this already done, but
You
it would
can.
be very expensive.
It's very expensive, and honestly, you can make it because you can use peat moss for your, you can use the peat for your blueberries, you can use perlite. All these things you should have in a container in your garage to make whatever you want to make. All right, got everything. So now the ingredient that every good recipe probably should have is water. And you want to make this to consistency of brownies. I thought it'd be a good idea to have all my seeds out here for decoration, but I realized real quick what's going to happen. I'm going to get water all over my wife's phone and all over my seeds, but set them over here, and then we'll get the water going. And I probably should have put gloves on, but that's okay. I've already measured this out, so this is a 2.5 gallon bucket. We're going to start with this. And what it says when you mix this stuff, you're going to make the consistency of a brownie. But then when you're making your soil blocks, as you press them down, press out just a little bit of the water, because you don't want them dry. You want them really moist.
You also did a very cool thing, because where did you get the water?
I got it out of our fish pond. Yeah, we got our own fish fertilizer station back there. So anyway, thanks to that sister that we never see up in Brentwood somewhere, she started this a year ago when I suggested it to her, and she ran with it. She has soil blocks everywhere. She is the soil block queen of Brentwood, Tennessee. And she made me a believer. I just hadn't made time to do it, but I'm making time today. You know what?
Are you getting close to the brownie mixture?
Nope.
No, okay.
Nope. Right now. And if I add too much water, I can always add a little bit of peat, but truthfully, got to get this other peat moss on top. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I cut the recipe down, because I don't know what I would do with it.
That would have been hard work.
It's been hard work, but I would just be not being able to incorporate everything. Truthfully, you always wonder when you make a recipe how you get all those ingredients distributed. Well, that's why you have either a commercial blender or strong hands. But this is fun. Glad I'm finally taking the plunge. People, lots of people, have been making soil blocks for, I want to say, at least 500 years. I think it started in Holland. You know how long they've been making tulips and stuff like that. You can know why they started, because plastics didn't come around until 62. So what did we do before plastic? Well, that makes you wonder. But I read all morning about soil blocks, and all of it's on the internet. One guy took it and ran with it back in the 70s. He's kind of famous. I don't remember his name right now, but it might come to me. He has a recipe that you can find online.
But it also protects the little baby plants, doesn't it? Because
It
if they're in
does.
the plastic, I tend to like
Pull
drop
on
them on their heads
Yeah,
and
there are all
and
kinds of
hurt
things.
'em.
And the plastics, you know, are what everybody's go to when they go to a big box store and buy stuff. But truthfully, plastics are usually in a triangular shape, bottom being the smallest. They're fat at the top, and what you get there is less area for the roots to grow. Again, what we're trying to do is plant things early so we can have plants that we can transplant either into the garden or into a bigger soil block, because they make a bigger soil block that you can do once you get your seedlings going, because that's the sweet thing about this. If you were doing lettuce, you could have these lettuces, you get a packet of lettuce seeds, probably has 300 seeds, but how often do you get 300 seeds to come up because you plant them too deep? This eliminates a lot of that. And you can take these right here and put them straight into the garden once they're made. I think we're almost there. Just trying to make sure there's no pockets of peat. I just hit a pocket. When you do this, you would like to see a little water come out.
I think that'll be perfect right there.
Well, I have a kind of a tainted history about baking. Back in 7th grade, I made a cake for my boss. I had a job in 7th grade, and I used 11 cups of water when it called for 1.12, I think. So I'm definitely doing a little bit better now with the following directions. I know my measurements. All right. So, here we go. Wish me luck, Francie. I know I'm not going to do it as good as you, but at least I'm out here trying. So,
Just mash it in there.
mash it in there, wiggle it around. Mash it in there, wiggle it around. Basically, you're loading it up. Then you can put it on. And, a lot of people like to use their containers from eating out. But we don't eat out, so. See, I've got an empty hole right there that I need to fill up. It's interesting that they're falling out.
There we go.
So now, on a flat surface, squeeze. What
Look
do you
at
think?
that.
First time. I think we got a winner.
That's wonderful. And the cool thing is it puts like a little depression
Little
in there.
dimple for
little
the
dimple.
seeds.
Yeah.
Well, look at there. I was worried.
We're on our way.
We're on our way, and truthfully, this is a large surface. I could have done this on a pie plate. I could have done this on any small, and again, those to-go containers that we often get and dispose of. I know a lady that has them all over her back deck, and that's great. Give them a second life. Look here, honey.
Ooh, that's wonderful.
It is wonderful. And now, we would take our seeds and we would probably use something a little bit more precise, especially for tiny seeds.
Uh-huh.
Just like with these cilantro seeds here,
Uh-huh.
there's just a little dimple for them to go in.
Uh-huh.
We drop them in there.
And then will we cover them up with more dirt or like?
No.
Like
I think like a lot of things, people plant things way too deep.
Uh-huh.
That little dimple, another piece of perlite or something will fall on it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and do some more. You go ahead and tie it up. Actually, I guess I'll video you. Let me go wash my hands off and I'll video you, and you can say goodbye to your friends on Facebook and on YouTube. You can tell everybody to like your page and subscribe to your channel.
I'll show you where he's gonna wash his hands.
We don't waste dirt. Oh, boy. All right, I'll let you tie it up.
Thank you for watching our little video today. We will look forward to doing another one in about 2 or 3 weeks.
We'll have plants coming out of our soil blocks.
Yeah, we'll be excited.
All right, say goodbye.
Goodbye and have a great day.